Hi, my friends. This is Pastor Terry McCarthy from United Lutheran Seminary, and for today's Prayer Notes video, again, I'm reading from Henri Nouwen and this really remarkable reflection as towards the conclusion of his book, The Life of the Beloved. He writes, "The wonderful truth of God is that God is one who wants to be loved. The one who created us is waiting for our response to the love that gave us our very being. God not only says, 'You are my beloved,' but God also asks, 'Do you love me?' and offers us countless chances to say yes. This is the spiritual life, the chance to say yes to our truth. The spiritual life, thus misunderstood, radically changes everything. Being born and growing up, leaving home and finding a career, being praised and being rejected, walking and resting, praying and playing, becoming ill and being healed, recovering, and yes, even living and dying, they all become expressions of the divine question to each of us, 'Do you love me?' And in every part of this journey, there is the chance to say yes. Friends, this brief passage reminds me so much of the conclusion of one of my favorite gospel stories, the resurrection story in the Gospel of Luke, the walk of the two disciples to Emmaus. In that story, Jesus first is not recognized by them, and then in their grief, he listens to their story of confusion and what is going on and explains to them how everything points to himself, to as the promised one is the Messiah of God. And at the very end, they are so fascinated by his words and his teaching. At the very end, he starts to go off. And by going off, by pretending he just wants to walk on, he gives them the opportunity to invite him. That is an opportunity for them to say yes to Jesus' presence, an opportunity to recognize him, to include him, and to want him, and to proclaim his living presence to his disciples. All throughout our life, what Nouwen is telling us is we have this chance, like those disciples did, to say yes, to include, to invite Jesus in our lives, to invite God's holy love, which acts in ways we cannot possibly understand, into our lives, and to proclaim and share that love through acts of forgiveness, acts of love, acts of generosity, acts of compassion with others. Lord, empower us to realize your presence, to say yes, to recognize you, to say yes to your presence in our lives, and to proclaim and share your love with others. And my friends, today, I certainly wish you peace and all goodness, and hope to see you again